Hello, beautiful people of the world. So here's a story about how I made my frustration, problem, or issue become an opportunity. So pre-pandemic, in New York City, I had this event that I was going to speak at, and you know how parking is in New York City? If you don't know, it's just crazy. There's these poles that, like right now, there's like probably at least 3 or 5 instructions on where or when, what kind of vehicle can park there, when you can park there. So I just needed to drop off my things, and because I had a lot of heavy things, I needed to just drop them off quickly. It was very early in the morning, I believe it was like 7 o'clock. And I was dropping it off at this location, and I just parked my car, and there was another car, it was a bigger van, that was behind me, and we were both unloading our things, and I wasn't even that very long, probably 2-3 minutes just to drop off my stuff, and as soon as I came out, the meter maid was there. And I was telling her I just dropped something off, but she didn't want to hear it. And oh, well, I already scanned you. And the van behind me just drove off very quickly because she was doing the same thing. But I got the brunt of it. I said, oh my goodness, at that point there were 3 cars, but she happened to pick mine first. So it was so early in the morning, and I already got a ticket that was like over $100. And at first, I felt how upset I was getting. And then I told myself, well, I can't be in this space once I start speaking, because I wanted to share about health and happiness and wellness. And I don't want to be speaking in a space of being upset or my lower self. So I had to quickly figure out a way how to shift it. And as I was parking the car at the parking lot after dropping everything off at the event, I said to myself, well, there has to be a reason. I said, dear Lord, universe, I'm pretty sure there's a reason why this happened. I don't understand why, but I'm sure you will let me know when the time comes. So I'm going to focus on what I could share and what value I could add to the people I'm going to be sharing health and happiness. Nothing is ever a coincidence. I reminded myself that everything that happens for you and not against you. So although I may not understand it now, and I just trust that God and the universe is going to show me when the time comes. I'm sure there's a perfectly good reason for this happening to me, and it's happening for me. And I keep telling myself, so just focus on the energy and the space that you're in, so that when you get to speak and share what you know and your experience with other people, then I want to be able to truly be there for them and not have anything else bother in the back of my mind. So as I was walking from the parking lot onto the event, there was a man that was doing the registration of people coming in, and then as soon as I came in, I already shifted my energy. And when I talked to him, I said, oh my gosh, I can't believe so early in the morning I got a ticket, and I was kind of laughing about it, although it's not how I like it or how I want the path to have been. But I thought when I got to the event and I met this man, his name is Dr. Jamie Epstein, and probably because of me getting the ticket, that was probably the reason how we somehow connected. Because generally speaking, if I didn't get the ticket, I thought I would just say hi, hello, good morning, and then just move on. But at that point, it's like bridging that gap and having that connection. Because of what happened, it somehow became the connection point for us to have a conversation. When we were connecting, I learned a little bit about him, and he's getting to learn a little bit more about me. So there's that meaningful communication and a meaningful bond and connection that he created, that we both created There are people that you tend to talk to and then you feel good talking to them and they feel good talking with you, sharing with you. So would you believe, a couple of weeks after that event, I was in another event and I got a phone call from Dr. Jamie Epstein. He was like, hello, hi Marie Ann, this is Dr. Jamie. We met at this event in New York City and I actually have an opening for an interview on Manhattan News Network on this date. So I was also doing events, speaking. I was also working at the hospital as a critical care nurse. So I looked at my schedule and as it happens, I was off that day and I had nothing going on, nothing to prepare. So it was pretty much free that day. And so, I said to myself, it's probably meant to be. But at that point, it's almost like I could see the puzzle connecting. It's like click, click, click. And that's when I said, oh, maybe that could be a reason. But I didn't think that way right away. I only saw that later on after the interview. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of the clip on the interview with Dr. Jamie Epstein in Manhattan News Network. So here it is.
There's some sort of, between fear and love. So I'm going to give you an example.
Please do.
Yeah. I had worked with somebody. I had a client called me in, and this client of mine is not able to get out of the bed. Right. So I had to do a lot of clearing, and the wife was really very accommodating, very loving, but she was making decisions for the family, for the husband, out of fear.
Emotional decisions.
Yes. So because of this fear of, not being able to be good enough to take care of this person, and my client had really wanted to end his life, because he wanted to just RIP because he's just laying in bed, and not being able to really make decisions or do much out of his life. So we really worked through that to find out that it was really forgiveness that he needed to go through, and they were called as a family unit to really become closer together.
Sure.
Because what had been happening when he was okay, when he was able to walk and do all these things normally, their family unit started to just do things on their own. So now at this point, the wife was making decisions out of fear. But she can...
Fear for what though?
Fear
of being abandoned, or fear for being lonely? Because normally in a family, as they grow, they begin to do different mindsets, they begin to do different things. So
yes,
I'm wondering, was it fear of being abandoned, or was it fear of being alone, or...
Fear of not doing enough.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not providing enough for the physical well-being, for the emotional health, that kind of thing, mental hygiene. So not doing enough. So whenever she makes the decision, let's do this for him, it was really based out of fear.
Gotcha.
So we had to process that as a family unit, and when we make decisions, it could be easily the same exact decision, but when it's coming out of love, it has a more higher frequency, more positive
more of a connection.
Outlook, more of a connection.
Gotcha. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, when it comes to choices and decisions, it may be completely the same thing, but the sense of it all and the feeling of it all, the connection of it all depends on where it's coming from, the source of the reason why you're doing what you're doing, whether it's fear, from love, from guilt, shame, all of these things matter.
Sure.
Yeah, the intent.
Was it your dream to write when you're writing your book, do your bestseller, would you say?
Yeah. So no, I never thought I would be an author.
That's an Amazon's that's pretty nice,
Thank you.
What was your thoughts on that?
So I was really surprised. I didn't know how to write a book. This is actually my first book.
Okay.
So, they say that when the student is ready, a teacher actually
shows up.
Yes, exactly.
True. That's true.
So that's what happened to me, because I didn't know when my book mentor showed up, I was doing all these things. They're like, wait a minute, we have to rearrange and really restructure how you're doing this. So, with that in mind, help is really important. We're all here to help each other. And like you mentioned about, competition, if we approach life with the perception or with the belief of we're here to help each other. And it's not about competition. Everybody have their own expertise. Everybody have gone through life, have experienced through life, because they're meant to have their own expertise. And so we're here actually to help each other, not compete with one another. But this is not the mindset that we grew up
I was
in.
going to say that's not really the mindset that we live in.
Yeah.
So you have to take a look at that.
In the book, I spoke about the clear healing method. So what I noticed is, as I was helping clients, they had this process that they're going through that seems to be the same for each of them. But
things that might be difficult could actually be the opportunity or chance to create something completely out of what you were thinking and change your life for the better, or make a big difference, and not just a big difference, but make a positive impact in your life and the life of others. I invite you to have hope and continue in the journey of healing in the process of life. Till next time. For more videos like these, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.